Hello everyone and most welcome once again to Tutorials Point. In this video, we are going to discuss about the strategies, about the tricks and about the tips which are going to help you to face your interview like a pro. Yes, that is right. Well, every interview in our life is very important because you never know which of it might just end up changing your life, right? So we don't want to take a chance, is it? So let's go ahead and see and discuss actually different questions which in all likelihood you might be faced in your interview, and how do you answer it just like a pro. Let's go ahead. Okay, now this is a very commonly asked interview question, and definitely there is a certain thought process aligned to this question which goes in the mind of the person who is there to interview you, right? So why should we hire you? So now, well, the first thing which you need to actually think and which you need to keep in your mind is that there are so many people, or there would be so many people who would be there facing that interview, right? So why is it, or what is it that is so special about you that the manager or the person who is or the hiring manager, should hire you? So why should he or she recruit you? What is so different about you? So let's see as to how do you step by step align your answer so as to actually make it sound like a pro, right? Okay. Now, first of all, now why should anyone hire you? To be very practical, let us assume that you were there in that, instead of that recruiter. Why would you hire a person whom you were interviewing? Of course, whatever, whomever you end up hiring or whomever the recruiter ends up hiring, that person, it should be kind of a mutual benefit, right? It should be a benefit for the organization. Along with that, it should be a benefit for you as well, right? So definitely when you start answering this question, it is definitely a good idea to highlight what is in it or VIFM for the hiring manager. And along with that, do not even forget to highlight the VIFM for you, which means do not forget to state how it is going to help you to grow in your career. How is it going to help you in your career trajectory, right? So don't forget that. So it is definitely a good idea to first of all start with the benefits or how is it that you're going to help the organization grow basis your skill sets, basis your qualification, basis your experience, or however you want to put it forward. But do not forget that ultimately it is not some charity that you're doing, right? So it's not that you are there just for them, you are there for yourself as well. So it is definitely a very good idea, because this is something which portrays you as a very real, as a very honest and a person who has a very clear thought process, right? You're not faking it, or you're not just there just being a sycophant, or just you're just going forward saying good things about only the organization, or about only you're just discussing stuff only about their benefit. Well, not really, because we all ultimately definitely are looking for our benefit as well, right? So it is a very good idea, because doing this is going to not just portray not just would it inform the recruiting manager or the hiring manager about whatever benefit it is going to give to you, but also it is going to portray you as a person who is very clear, very decided and very transparent about his or her thought process, and is not being fake in the interview, which is very important for the interviewer to assess, right? Okay, now going forward, now of course, you portrayed your skill sets, you discussed about your qualifications or your experience or whatever. Now, there would be so many different people. There would be so many people out there who would probably have the same kind of qualification, or maybe even a higher qualification, or even a better experience. So what is it about you that should actually persuade them to select you rather than anyone else? Well, this is what is going to make you stand out. So before coming for an interview, it is definitely a very good idea to actually to do a very good research about the organization wherein you're going to face your interview, right? So it is a good idea to get to know what is it that the organization is what is the main goal of the organization, what is the main domain on which the organization is working, or to be more precise, what is the main domain which is going to actually suit your job profile, right? What is it that you're going to primarily work on? So now when you are able to pitch in the company's main goal, the company's main the company's main pursuit, whatever is the company pursuing, if you're able to pitch in your qualifications with the company's main goal or the organization's main, whatever is it, that main target, well, then you are a pro at it. That is right, because now not most of the people there facing that interview would have an idea as to what is, definitely everyone is going to come prepared about their own job role, about their own qualifications and experience and so many different things, but not everyone would have thought in this way unless they saw this video, which I'm sure that you are seeing, and I'm sure because you've seen it, so you're going to stand out. So now that you have researched enough about the company and you already have made up your mind as to how to pitch in your experience with the company's main goal, well then definitely there is nothing that is going to pull you down. You definitely have aced it, right? Okay, and last but not the least, how do you garnish all of this, or how do you polish all of this in the end? So definitely a problem solver attitude is something which everyone looks forward to, right? Because there are n number of problems in this world, but the person who is so focused on finding the solution is definitely a very, very good kind of match for every role that you are looking forward to. So it is a very important, and it is a very, very critical and a very, very impressive quality if you're able to portray. Well, once you actually put this forward, it would also be a good idea to maybe back it up with an example in maybe your experience, maybe your educational experience, or maybe in your work experience. If you back it up with an example, well then you are done. You 100% have aced it. You are definitely a pro then, right? So this is how you are going to actually structure your answer, just in case the person, or just in case the hiring manager asks you about why should we hire you, or what is it about you that actually makes you stand out, or why should I actually choose you, why are you the best choice for this job role. So this is how you're going to structure your answer. And let me tell you one thing, definitely if you've done this, well, nothing can stop you. You are just there, right? Okay, so again, just like the previous question which we discussed, why should we hire you, this also is kind of a question which kind of invariably means almost the same, right? So why do you want this job? Now here it's not exactly the same, but there's quite a lot of similarity in both of these questions. So let us discuss how, right? Okay, now why do you want this job? Well, I am sure that 99% of us, if we are shot with this question, there's this dollar, which is flashing in our mind. There's this money that is flashing in our mind. But do you really think it is going to be the best idea to express that? Well, not really, right? So how do you get started with this answer? So you definitely want to actually start off by expressing enthusiasm in the company, right? So as I already told you, just as we discussed in the previous answer, your research about the company is actually going to take you a long way. It is going to help you a lot in answering many questions, right? So here again, you're going to pitch in the research, or here now you're going to probably pitch in and probably state that because the company's or the organization's main goal is this, which is quite a lot what my passion is, so I feel that doing this job is definitely going to help me a long way, right? So it is going to definitely help me a lot in my career, right? Okay, now that you've aligned your company goal with you've aligned the company's goal with your passion, then is when you're going to pitch in your skill set, your experience, your qualifications, your expertise with the role of that particular job role that you're applying for, right? So first you aligned it to the company's main motto, then you pitched in, then you made it, even you tapered it down, you're filtering it down, right? You're making it more and more specific. Now you are actually aligning your skill set with the particular role that you are interviewing for. So which is actually making it a very, very clear, very filtered, and very, very it is making it very, very focused, right? So now it's not just a generic or not just a blur thing that you're talking about. It is very, very specific that you're talking about. So now you've pitched in your expertise with the role, right? Okay, now going forward, you are actually going to pitch in your career trajectory, which we already discussed, right? So once you've pitched in, once you first discussed about the benefit which you could render to the organization, post that you made it even more specific, you even you made it more role specific that you applied for, and how do you actually package it in the end. So this is what is what is going to help you out. So you're gonna in the end package it by stating that this is something, if I get a chance to work with this organization, definitely it is gonna help me a long way in my career as well, right? So this is probably the best way to answer this question if you are asked about as to why do you want to work with this organization. So keep in mind that every answer or every question that you are asked in an interview definitely is being asked because there is a specific thought process aligned to it, right? So there is a specific answer which the interviewer is looking for. Not just are they kind of there to know about your skill set or to know about your qualification or your experience, which invariably they're going to get to know through your CV, right? Along with that, there's a lot which the interviewer is looking for. It's a lot about your clarity, about your passion, about how goal oriented are you, or how clear are you about this job, or is it just that you got up and you just saw this ad and you got up and you came for an interview? Well, that is what the interviewer is trying to filter out and trying to scrutinize and trying to know as to how focused are you about that particular job which you have applied for, right? So do keep these things in mind when you are answering this question, just so that you don't miss out on being a pro. Yes, that's right. Well, friends, this was all about very, very commonly asked interview questions. We will see you again in the next video. Till that time, keep learning with Tutorials Point and Tutorix. Have a good day.